Okay, this video is for navigating some of the things on the ODP website, specifically signing up for trainings and also signing up to receive the automated bulletins from MyODP. Anyone that's been on the ODP website knows it is a bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. So we're just going to go through really basically how to get moving on that. In your search bar, just click MyODP. Don't need to know the full address name. Brings it up. It's the first line. Just click on the top link there to get the whole page. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is log in. If you have logged in the past, you may already be logged in and it'll have your name up here. I am not logged in, so I'm going to log in. If this is your first time in MyODP, you're just going to click on New Account Form here. It's going to ask you a few things. I suggest making your username your SLS email address, writing it in here, copying it, and then pasting it here and here. This is just easy to remember. Also helps you avoid any spelling or typing errors. And then click a password you're going to remember. Again, I recommend making it your SLS password as well. When you click create my new account, it's going to ask you a few things. Your job description. If all else fails, just put DSP. If you don't really know, it doesn't matter. And it's going to ask you where you work. There'll be a drop-down menu, which is about 4 miles long. What I would do in there is start typing in the bar in the top of it, supportive living services, and you'll get to it a lot quicker. You can scroll to the bottom of it, but it'll take you a day. So since I already have a log on, I'm just going to log in normally. There may be some password restrictions that keep you from making it exactly the same as your SLS email password. In fact, I know there is. What I've done is just changed one thing on it, so it's still very easy to remember. Okay, so this might be the screen that you see when you click on the MyODP link anyway, but for those of you that haven't signed in before, we went through it. Two areas we're going to look at: the training dropdown and the communications tab. To sign up for trainings, no matter where you saw it, no matter how it got forwarded to you, if it's an ODP training, you should access it from here. So let's say you wanted training on CPS. That's one that we do here at SLS quite often. All of our bridge program folks and some of our residential folks. When you click on this, you can see that there's two. One for DSPs and one for Train the Trainer. And you might think to yourself, this is great. I want to be a trainer. I'm going to go in here and do this. But as most of the MyODP trainings work, it's on a cascading effect, which means you really can't do the second thing until you've done the first thing. The individual trainings work the same way. In this case, you can't do the Train the Trainer until you've gone in and done the CPS for DSPs. Now, within the classes, they work the same way. There'll be several modules. In this one, there's 7 modules. Well, you really can't do the Webcast 2 until you're done with Webcast 1. That's why I call it a cascading effect. They seem to have their entire website set up like this. So don't be surprised if you go for a training and you pick the one way at the bottom that you have a whole bunch of obstacles. That's just how it works. So that's how you'd sign up for a training. You'd click on the link and follow any prompts. It's mostly just going to ask you for your information that you'd use in your login. If it's a training that you have to be at or an instructor-led training, you're going to have to pick session, course, everything like that. And there are restrictions to seats. There's a wait list, etc., etc. The next thing we're going to look at is communications. If you want to receive the ODP bulletins directly, this is where you'd come. Now from here you can search the old ones, and you can always just come in and search them, but it becomes tiresome. There are so many, and it's very hard to navigate, as with everything else in this website. So I recommend just getting the bulletins mailed to you real time. Now to do that, you want to come to this line. To receive ODP communications directly, please submit your name and email to this address. Now this is a little bit of a problem. I'm going to show you right off the bat. When you click here, it brings up outgoing email message with nothing in the to line, which is a little bit odd. The whole point of having that link there is so that it'll go to that website. Since this is MyODP, that's not how it works. So what you're going to do is get your cursor just before the R and highlight that entire address. Then hold down Control and click C for copy. Okay. You see that we have something on the clipboard here. Then you're just going to click on the link again to open up an email. Now, hold down Control and click V as in Victor for the paste. And now you can see where we're trying to send it is there. And it looks like an official email address. Great. Subject, put your name. And then in the body of the email, type your name and your email address. .org. And just to be polite, I would type in a brief sentence. Please send me ODP bulletins directly. If you wanted to be extra polite, what you would do is make your email address in here an actual link to your email, which is what they did not do. If you care to do that, highlight it, click on Insert Link. Yep. Okay, now if this were an actual email address, it would have the text displaying the email address, and it would actually link right to the email address so that when the person at ODP clicked on that email address, it would bring them an email addressed right to you. Okay, I'm going to cancel since none of that's real. Then when you send this, you're on the list to get the ODP communications. Now, there are some other things that we use ODP for. I am in the system a little bit. Obviously, SLS has no hand in maintaining the system at all, but I'm pretty familiar with it. If you have any questions on how it works or any of the functions in MyODP, don't hesitate to contact Rod Miller. I'm just kidding. You can contact me. I'm not an expert on it, but I may have already gone in and played around with it, so I might have a little experience. That's it. Thanks.